right, hello everyone. This is Bluegrass Sports Nation coming to you from Rose Gymnasium in Campton, Kentucky. This is Brendan Miller. We've got Lucas Miller away from us here right now, along with Rob Hounshaw. Going to bring you the live action here tonight, folks, in a big night of doubleheader basketball here in Wolfe County, Kentucky. The Wolfe Lady Wolves will be taking on the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats right off the bat in the first one here tonight, folks. Second one coming up will be the Wolfe County Wolves welcoming in Bath County in the boys' game. Rob, ready to go in this one?
Yeah, real excited to be here at Rose Gymnasium once again with BSN, Brendan. Should be a great matchup here early on with these the girls' game starting here at 6. Fast-paced Lady Wolves team from Wolfe County. Excited to see these girls get out and play against Buckhorn. Buckhorn's got a big roster. Should be an interesting game to see what Coach Blank from Buckhorn can do with this Wolfe County team here on the home court.
Absolutely. We go down the home stretch here in the regular season in this COVID 2021 basketball. So team's about to finish up. Of course, the Wolfe County Lady Wolves will be the #1 seed in the 55th District Tournament coming up this weekend. That first game will be Jackson and Breathitt County coming up on Saturday here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. And we will have the entire 55th District Tournament brought to you live right here on BSN. Throughout the weekend and next week whenever it's played. We're going to have a schedule adjustment, I believe, in this situation. There's been a few developments, and I think some of the schedule will have to be changed for that. So it'll be interesting how that works out. But first of all, I want to give a big apology to the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats. I did a post earlier today telling everyone about this game from work, and I said that Wolfe was playing Bath County and totally ignored the Lady Wildcats, and I want to apologize to the whole athletic department, Corey Hoskins, Coach Blank, everyone, and all these great young ladies from Buckhorn as they come in to face the Lady Wolves here tonight. So, Rob, I want to thank, first of all, our sponsors. I'll let you run over.
All right, folks, we're back. We'll finish up this sponsor list. Banks Auto Sales, serving Wolfe County and the area for over 25 years. Get your next car from Raymond and the good people at Banks Auto Sales. Mountain Homes, find your best deal in the mountains on your next home at Mountain Homes here in Campton. And Holbrook Implement and Equipment. See the good people at Holbrook for your farm equipment tractor needs. They are your Kubota dealer. Great list of sponsors, folks. It's bringing this game to us on BSN. We want to give them a special thanks and remind everybody to get out and patronize these sponsors as Coach Gary Brown right now. Lucas is at the center of half court with a fine young lady, Brianna Caldwell. He's presenting her with a basketball. I suppose that's the 2,000-point ball that she.
1,000 point.
1,000 point. I'm thinking about jazz on it.
Yeah.
And 1,000-point ball for Brianna Caldwell.
That's a great honor for Bree, and as a dad of an 8th grade girl that's played with her for 2 years, I can say that Bree is probably one of the sweetest girls. She gives my daughter a ride to and from practice a lot, and she's a very nice girl and very deserving of any honor she has.
Well, as we get ready for the starting lineups, Greg Creech has already started those for the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats. And starting for the Wildcats tonight is number 1, Mackenzie Neese. Number 22, Cassidy Adams. Number 10, Caitlin Bowling. Number 35, Sheridan Combs. And number 45, Brittany Daniel. Starting lineup for the Lady Wolves, number 35, Allie Baker. Number 14, Brianna Caldwell, fine young lady we just talked about. Number 11, Sarah Smith. And Mackenzie Miller, number 30, gets the start. And number 15, Haley Vance. There's the starting lineups for the Lady Wolves. I'm going to run down my list real quick and make sure the book for the Lady Wildcats from Buckhorn is correct with what the scorebook has.
Officiating tonight's game is Mr. Tommy Hall, Mr. Eddie Browning, and Mr. Larry Thacker, veteran crew that's been at it a long time, so we should be in good hands. Lady Wolves have won the flip, so they'll get the ball first on offense.
Smith with it now, brings the ball across court for the Lady Wolves. Dish inside to Caldwell. Caldwell turns, drives past the free throw line, dishes over to Vance with a long three-point basket. Lady Wolves open up with a big three early.
Well, that's what they like to do most, is drive and kick for open three. So that's a good start for the Lady Wolves. Buckhorn has it now. Adams running the point.
Yep, Adams with the ball now turns, passes over here on the right wing to Bowling. Bowling over in the corner now, back out top of the key to Adams. Adams looking to make something happen. Dribbles over to the left wing. Now dish back to Bowling. Bowling looks inside, comes back out top of the point to Combs. Combs puts down a dribble. Dishes back over to Neese. Neese going to dribble around, gives back to Adams. Top of the key now. Passing game back over in the corner to Bowling. Bowling looking inside. Not much going on, but she finds Daniel. Daniel dishes inside to Adams and picked off by Bailey. Bailey up the court now to Smith. Smith pushes over to Miller. Miller back to Vance. Over on that right wing. Now back to Smith. Smith's looking inside. Passes over to Caldwell. Caldwell drives down the lane. Dishes to Miller for three. Off the rim. Rebound tied up by Bailey and Daniel under the goal. Jump ball to the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn.
Lady Wildcats, coached by Coach Blank. He does a great job.
Andrew Blank does a great job with this team. I've been lucky enough to watch a couple of games of theirs and does an outstanding job as Brianna Caldwell takes that pass away, goes down the lane, puts up a nice layup.
Lady Wolves pick up full court here. A little pressure.
Bowling with it, brings it across midcourt, working on the right wing. Now back over top of the key, still with the ball. Motions for Adams. Adams gets the ball top of the key, looks inside.
Buckhorn's running a flex offense here. Lady Wolves pressuring the ball out front.
Daniel having a hard time with it. Bailey about to tie it up, and ball knocked loose, and Brianna Caldwell comes down with it, goes down the lane, puts up another layup, and good. 7-0. Lady Wolves early.
We'll have a timeout by Coach Blank. Try to regroup here and stymie the Wolves run early.
Good call for him right now. He needs a timeout to talk to his girls as Wolf jumps out to an early 7-0 lead. 5:52 to go in the first.
When Wolfe has the opportunity to get out and run, that turns Bree Caldwell into a good player into a really, really strong player. She's one of the faster players you'll see in our region.
Yeah.
And when you get her in a transition, few girls can run up and down the floor with her.
Yeah, she's quick. I mean, you talk about Smith, Vance, and Caldwell, especially those three. If they get out in front of you, they're gone.
Yeah. I look for Coach Blank here to try to get Combs involved. She had a real good game. These two teams played earlier in the year. Buckhorn won, I think, by 3 or 4. And number 35, Combs, had a really good game in that game. Hit 4 or 5 threes, I think. So I look for Coach Blank to try to get her involved here pretty early. There she goes.
Good pass by Bowling inside to Combs. Combs drove the lane, dish back out to Adams. Bowling, a good lengthy player, easy to make the pass. Now Combs with it. Inside to Daniel, kicks back out to Adams. Thought about the three. Man, I wanted her to shoot that.
Yeah. She thought about it.
Combs working against Miller. Miller knocks it loose. Tie up on the floor. I think that was, Smith tried to come up with it for the Wolves, Lady Wolves, and
I think they called a foul on Combs, I think, number 35.
Yep, you are correct. That's her first. Kind of looked like a wrestling match again down there.
Yeah.
Caldwell with it, brings the ball in for Lady Wolves. She works in the lane, dishes to Bailey. Bailey puts up a short jumper, nothing but net. Good shot for Allie Bailey.
Lady Wolves really shooting the ball well early in this game. Look at they're out here shooting way early every time I come down, and the shot's really going down for them tonight. Look good on the release and the finish.
Combs with it, working against Caldwell. Now over to Adams. Adams over to Neese. Neese back inside to Bowling. Dishes to Daniels. Now to Adams. Adams inside to Daniels. Overthrown. Can't hold on to it. Ball going to go out of bounds to the Lady Wolves.
To speak on what Brendan was saying there, Lady Wolves only have 7 players on their whole roster. And that's a disadvantage a lot of times, but in practice, that's actually an advantage because you get all the reps. As Caldwell has it stolen away.
Adams takes that one, got her hand in there, took the pass away.
Coach Brown really focuses on skill development. He works real hard to.
This Lady Wolves team's in great condition. I mean, you talk about these 7 girls that run up and down the court, and watched them play against the Lady Bobcats, and I tell you what, I don't know if they got tired or not. Fourth quarter, they were still running up and down the court. All 7 of these girls came into the game. The 2 that came off the bench and really made a difference. As you see Bowling at the line now.
Completes the 3-point play there. Nice take there by her.
Going to get Buckhorn on the board now, 9-3 with 4:05 to go in the first. Smith brings the ball up the court for the Lady Wolves. Dribbles in the lane, kicks back to Caldwell. Now to Vance. Top the key over to Smith. Smith dribbles around the pick in the lane. She goes up. Daniel got a piece of that and her, and she's going to be called for the foul. Brittany Daniel, number 45. That'll be her first.
And another hidden blessing by just having 7 girls is, when you're sitting over on the bench, you're going to be going in.
Yeah.
And that's, as a player, that lets you go. As Smith converts the first one, that you have to work to stay on that floor and everything. A lot of times when there's 10, 12 people on the team, you somehow get disheartened and you don't always go as hard as you can every day in practice.
I just tell you, I bet these 7 girls get after it during practice.
They do.
Coach Brown expects nothing less. Bowling working against Miller over on the left wing. She's going to drive, puts down the dribble, goes into the lane now. Wanted to hit Adams with a pass, throws the ball out of bounds. Ball to the Lady Wolves. 3:39 to go in the first, 11-3. Caldwell inbounds to Smith. Smith dribbles the ball up the court for the Wolves. Sets the offense inside against Caldwell. Caldwell dribbles, kicks back to Smith, and Bowling got a piece of that, I believe. Altered that shot. Ball's going to go to the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn.
Number 24 will come in for the Lady Wildcats for Combs.
That's Brooklyn Riley. Averages about 6.5 points a game. Adams working. Over to Bowling now. Bowling dishes to Riley. Riley back over to Neese. Neese back to Riley now. Back to Adams. Adams inside to Daniel. Daniel wanted to go up with it and bounced the ball off her foot out of bounds to the Lady Wolves.
I think she tried to shoot before she caught it there. And
she did.
Lost it and everything, but it was a good entry pass. We have Jasmine Banks and Hannah Kidd checking in for the Lady Wolves for Allie Bailey and Kenzie Miller. And,
I know I remember Banks and Kidd both playing against the Lady Cats, and Kidd can really shoot the three. I've seen her out here in warm-ups.
She's really come on the last.
Wow, what a move by Caldwell as she drove the lane and put up a nice shot.
Kidd played really well for them the last time they played the Lady Cats, and probably saved them because the Lady Cats were on a run. Adriana Schultz, as Caldwell steals it, had scored about 10 straight. She hit 2 or 3 threes to start, so she stepped up real big there.
I remember that game well as the Lady Wolves came back to win that one. I think the Lady Cats had led about 3/4 of that game, and Lady Wolves came back in the fourth quarter with determination, won that one as Brianna Caldwell misses the first free throw. 13-3, 2:35 to go here in the first period as we got some more subs coming in for the Lady Cats of Buckhorn. See if I can make sure I get everybody's name right. Michaela Bennett comes in the game.
Caldwell converts the second one, gives the Lady Wolves a 14-3 lead with 2:30 to go.
Bailey Stidham also in the game for Buckhorn. Riley dribbles, gives to Stidham. Stidham now kicks it out to Combs. Combs from three-point land, rims out. Rebound to Banks. Banks passes over to Smith. Smith pushes the ball up the court for the Lady Wolves. She's going to go all the way to the hole, puts up a shot against Combs. Combs going to get called for the foul right under the basket. That's 2 on her. 2 early fouls here in the first period for Combs, an important factor on this Buckhorn team. Smith's first shot. It's in.
Most nights the Lady Wolves shoot well from the free throw. Of course, I hit her with the announcer jinx there. Of course,
it always happens.
Yeah.
Well, their average it's about 70% free throw average if I'm
as a
remembering
team,
correct. I'm looking back through my stats this evening, and really good free throw shooting team. And I think that says a lot about your conditioning too.
Sure.
I think when you can go to the line during the game, you're not tired, not worn out, you got a lot better chance of hitting those free throws. As you see Riley go to the basket, Brooklyn Riley going to be fouled as she went in. Let's see who that one's on. It's on Bree Caldwell. That's her first. Brooklyn Riley's first free throw is no good.
Bowling comes back in for the Lady Wildcats.
Lady Wildcats shooting about 58% from free throw land, so not a bad free throw shooting team. She hits the next one. 15-4. Now with less than 2 minutes to go in the first. Smith kicks over to Vance. Vance can't hold on to it, loses it out of bounds. Turnover, Lady Wolves. Bowling now going to bring it up the court. She dishes over to Bennett. Bennett brings the ball across midcourt for the Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn. Looks, dishes over to Stidham. Stidham back now to Combs. Combs over to Riley, and they're going to call kick ball. Combs going to inbound it for the Lady Cats. She's got to get it in. She does. She gets it to Stidham. Stidham brings it in top of the key, right around the free throw line. She's working against Banks. Looked like she had a good route at the goal. Here she goes back, puts up a nice bank shot, no good. Rebound down. Smith comes up with it. Smith looking inside, dribbles over to Vance, who's wide open from the corner for three, and it's good. Haley Vance.
I think she had a toe on the line there. I seen
Did she?
Just
ref,
2 on
that
stick
one.
of 2 down there. So.
I wanted her to have a three. It looked good for her.
She's hit many a three from them corners. So
she done a good job getting open that time too, did Haley Vance. Riley now with it for the Lady Cats of Buckhorn. Dishes to Stidham. Ball knocked loose. Stidham's going to come back up with it. Stops free throw line. Shoots back out to Bowling with it now in the corner. Now back to Riley. Riley back to, well, that was Bowling to Riley. Riley missed that long jump shot. Smith comes down with it, going to bring the ball across the court for the Lady Wolves.
I look for Coach Brown to probably hold for the last one here. Coach Brown focuses a lot on controlling the end of quarters and getting what you want at the end and not having any silly mistakes at the end of the quarter. So I look for him to hold here.
Well, good analysis, and if anybody knows Coach Brown's input right now, you do.
Yeah.
And I tell you,
we've coached a lot together.
I think you're right. I think he likes controlling the tempo, and they're doing just that right now as they dribble around and pass the ball off to each other. As Kidd going to take a shot with about 5 seconds to go from the corner for three. Hannah Kidd with a great shot from three-point land, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first. Wolfe County Lady Wolves with a commanding 20-4 lead over the Lady Cats as we go to the second period. And I'll tell you what, I'll run down some sponsors. I'm going to start out with Kale's Patriot Pizza. We're still waiting on that. I think maybe Darren or Brendan has ordered us some food, Lucas, but we've not seen it yet. Maybe it's on the way. Kale's Patriot Pizza. Right now you could be eating a great pizza and have it delivered to your door. Call Kale at 668-9016. Wolfe County Farm Bureau. Susan Cable and Fig Kelly for all your insurance needs. Wolfe County, they have you covered. Wolfe County Farm Bureau Federation, who gave over $4,000 in sponsorships to high school students in 2020 and over $5,000 to local food banks during COVID. Whitaker Bank of Campton, Banks Auto Sales, Mountain Homes, and Holbrook Implement and Equipment. We want to give a special thanks to all these sponsors for bringing this game to the fine folks of Wolfe County and fine folks of Buckhorn here tonight. What do you think about that first period, Lucas?
Well, obviously Wolfe came out and they were able to hit some shots, and anytime they hit threes and hit open shots, they're a really good team. They love to run up and down the floor. Buckhorn had some shots roll out on them, couldn't get a few shots that they probably normally hit to go, and that kind of led to the 20-4 lead there. But this Buckhorn team, they're going to take right after their coach, and they're not going to quit. Coach Blank always has an emphasis on playing hard. He coached with Coach Noble when Coach Noble was over at Buckhorn for a long time, and all of his teams have always played really hard.
Tell you what, the Lady Cats got a good-looking zone defense right there against the Wolves.
Yeah, that got Wolfe a little uncomfortable there. They
did.
And so they might stick to that for a while.
Shot went out of bounds and turnover to the Lady Wildcats as Bowling brings the ball up the court. Pass now over to Bennett. Bennett ended up with Riley. Bowling going to go for a long three. Looked good, but bounces off the back of the rim. She goes back up with her own rebound and gets the shot to bounce in. And I tell you what, that's what you really want to see if you're Buckhorn. You want to see the ball getting in the hoop.
They got a stop on defense and then went and got an offensive rebound. And, that's hustle plays, and that's what will turn the game around for the Lady Wildcats.
Maybe a little rush on the three-point shot, but Bowling was able to make good with her own rebound. Caldwell now dishes over to Miller in the corner. Miller working against Riley. She dribbles out, back over to Caldwell. Caldwell stops, over in the corner to Bailey. Bailey back to Caldwell. Going to be tipped by Bowling, but Caldwell comes back up with it. Caldwell over to Kidd now. Kidd dribbles top of the key to Miller. Back to Kidd. Ball on the floor, and Kidd and Bennett going to get it tied up. And jump ball. Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn come up with that one.
Coach Brown's not pleased there. The Lady Wolves, he said, passed up 3 shots. In his offense, you've got to catch the ball ready to shoot.
Yeah.
And, if you catch it flat-footed and not expecting to shoot, you're not going to be ready to shoot. You're not going to be very successful.
Bowling with a nice pass in the middle to Riley, and Riley missed the shot. But
she's a tall girl. The Lady Wolves don't have anybody near as tall as her to try to answer.
Daniel able to rebound Riley's shot and go back up with it, and you see the Lady Wildcats now come up with another stop, 20-8 with 6:14 to go in the second. Bennett with it over on the left wing now to Bowling. Now back to Bennett. Bennett looking inside. She's got a runner in the lane. That was number 1, Neese. Neese's shot was no good. Tied up under the basket. And they're going to call jump ball. Good show of sportsmanship as everybody's picking each other up off the floor. Lady Wolves get that one. Caldwell into Kidd. Now back to Caldwell. Buckhorn looks pretty good so far starting out the second period. They've got a few things working for them.
Yeah, Coach Blank, he made some adjustments at the end of the first quarter there, and they seem to be working. So now Coach Brown, he'll have to make some adjustments. His kid fires a three. It's off.
Well, I jinxed her because she was out of here. She looked good shooting the three early in warm-ups, and maybe a little nerves there. She's got an open shot.
I think the zone has bothered them a little bit so far. They'll have to calm down and kind of restart the offense a little bit.
She about made up for that missed shot as she went after the ball and about picked it off from Bennett. We got Neese working over in the corner. Now inside to Riley, back to Bowling for three. No good. And Bailey came down with the rebound, and they're going to call jump ball. I really thought they would call Daniels over the back, but they didn't.
That's a good hustle play there by the Lady Wildcats, though. A nice play to get it inside.
Daniel passed up on that shot.
Yeah, I'd say Coach Blank would want her to shoot that.
Yeah, she was right at the basket.
Yeah.
Caldwell dribbles hard. Out to Miller for three. No good. Riley comes down with a rebound. Now up to Bowling.
I look for Coach Brown to call timeout here if the Lady Wildcats score.
If they score, I think that's a good call.
They haven't scored this quarter yet. They're on about a 3-minute drought, so they gotta make an adjustment and get some stuff figured out.
Bowling didn't have numbers, and she woed up and waited on everybody to catch up to her. Bennett working with it over in the corner. Now to Neese. Neese, ball knocked loose by Banks. Neese comes back up with it, dishes over to Bowling. He's got a free to look at the lane, and she drives, puts up a nice layup. 20-10, 4:28 to go in the second. See how much longer Coach Gary Brown goes before he calls that timeout, Lucas, as you're right.
Yeah.
They're on about a 3-minute drought right now. Banks turns, puts up a shot, no good. Had a good look at the basket, but just couldn't make it happen. Bennett now with it, gets it across midcourt. Dishes over to Riley. Riley looks, back top of the key to Neese. Back to Riley. Riley's going to dribble around Caldwell, looking for the basket. She's got Bailey on her now. All the way over in the corner, over the outstretched arms of Bennett, and out of bounds. Turnover to the Lady Wolves.
Coach Brown's going to go back with his starters here, and looks like Coach Blank's also going to be going back. But Coach Blank's bench came in, gave him some good energy, and helped him get on a 6-0 run there to start the quarter.
Sure did.
Coach Brown's going to try to get Caldwell in the lane here now.
Caldwell had a couple runouts early in the first quarter, but other than that, she's been kind of quiet so far. Miller across court over to Vance. Vance working against Adams. Smith wanted to go inside with it, thinks twice. Now over to Miller. Miller back to Smith. Smith going to dribble past Bowling. Miller with it now, top of the key. Back to Smith. Smith wanted to shoot the three. Over to Caldwell, now to Vance. Vance fakes the shot. Mackenzie Miller will put the shot up, no good. Big rebound for Brittany Daniel of the Lady Cats. Now Adams up the court quickly to Combs. Combs stops, back over to Adams. Out at the right wing. Combs in motion over here in the corner. Now back to Bowling. Now to Riley. Back to Combs. And she walked as she wanted to get that pass to Adams and did, but she took too many steps before she threw that pass. Another turnover for the Wildcats, as thought really they were going to make another run here on the Lady Wolves. Vance over to Smith. Now inside to Caldwell. Wanted to shoot, but she pops it out to Vance. Vance puts up a nice three-point shot.
That's first points for the Lady Wolves in the second quarter there. We're 5 minutes in, so, they had a 5-minute scoring drought, and we're still able to keep a double-digit lead. So, that's a positive for them. But Coach Brown, he's going to want a lot better execution on offense.
Bowling with it in, throws inside to Daniels, and Caldwell picks it off, and that might be the spark that Brianna Caldwell needs as she goes down the lane, puts up a layup off the backboard, and no good. Foul called.
I think it's going to be on the floor.
Yeah. He waved the shot off if it would have went in.
Yeah. Look for Caldwell to curl back through here.
Vance inside, now kick out to Smith. She sets, puts up a three, no good. Ball drops into the hands of Daniels, and 4 Lady Wolves tied up with Daniels on the jump ball. No, they're going to call a foul. It's going to be 2 on Brianna Caldwell.
Lady Wolves are going to extend some pressure here, full court, try to create a little offense with their defense.
Riley with it, across midcourt. Now over to Bowling. Bowling inside to Daniel, right under the basket, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound down to Bailey, and that foul's going to be on
Combs.
I
Might
believe.
be her third, I think.
It is, yeah. If that's on Combs, that's 3.
That hurts there for the Lady Wildcats.
Yep. Now they say she's only had 2, but I was pretty for certain she had 2 fouls in the first quarter.
I did too, actually.
Sometimes we're wrong up here in the booth.
Yeah.
It happens to me pretty frequently. 1:58 to go in the second, 23-10. Lady Wolves with the lead. Ball across court to Miller, puts up a nice short jumper, no good. Bailey touched it last. It goes out of bounds to the Lady Wildcats. Bowling with it, inbounds to Adams. Lady Wolves with a little bit of press. Adams going to get the ball across midcourt to Riley. Riley looks across court. Top of the key to Bowling. Bowling trying to get the offense going. Pass over to Bennett. Bennett over to Riley. Now back to Bennett. Hard to pass the ball against this Wolfe County Lady Wolves defense. Bennett goes inside, puts up a wild layup, no good. Daniels with the rebound, just goes back up and in.
Lady Wolves have to box her out. You can't stand and reach with her. You've got to move her back. Anytime somebody's 5-6 inches taller than you, they're just going to reach above you.
She can stand flat-footed and rebound the ball and go back up. As that pass almost took away by Bowling in the corner to Bailey, puts up a 3, no good. Caldwell with the rebound. She's fighting inside, goes up for the shot, no good, but she's fouled. And I think they're going to call that on Bennett. Let's see who they put it on. Number 21, that's 3 on her. No, 21, yep. It's her first. Caldwell's first shot rims out. And Kidd going to come in the ball game for Miller now for the Lady Wolves. And Banks getting ready to come in too here. Second shot by Brianna Caldwell. It's up and it's in.
Coach Brown's going to get her out, keep her from having her third foul picked up here.
So Banks comes in for Caldwell, as Caldwell's going to get a breather. Less than a minute to go before the half. 24-12, Lady Wolves with the lead. Bennett comes up the court. She's going to pass over to Bowling. Bowling looks. She's working against Kidd, drives to the free throw line, passes to Daniels outside to Adams, who drives and puts up in a layup. Nice drive by Adams. Smith for the Lady Wolves at midcourt. She looks to Coach Gary Brown for a little instruction with 25 seconds to go before the half. Smith passes over to Vance. Wolves trying to hold for the last shot like you talked about in that first quarter. Vance cross court to Kidd. Kidd with it, now over to Smith.
They'll probably look to get into their offense in about 8 seconds.
Yep, here they go, you're right. Vance thought about the shot, kicks to Smith for 3, no good. And Bailey can't get to the rebound. Adams tries to get it for the Lady Wildcats. Ball goes out of bounds as the buzzer sounds. 24-14 here at the end of the half from Rose Gymnasium. The Lady Wolves with a 10-point lead over the Lady Wildcats. I tell you what, I always think about this, Lucas, as a prize fight, and we're scoring it as a title fight. I tell you what, Lady Wildcats really came out in that second period with something to prove. And as you mentioned, held the Lady Wolves scoreless for about 4 minutes in that second period.
Yeah, and Lady Wolves only scored 4 points the whole second period there.
Right.
I think what happened is Lady Wolves came out, took a commanding 16-point lead to start the game, the first quarter, and I think they put it on cruise control.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they got a little comfortable.
Yeah, they just started going through motions. The Lady Wildcats made some adjustments in this intermission there between first and second quarter, and they came out. They had a lot more fight in them in the second quarter than the Lady Wolves did. I'd say the halftime speech for Coach
be satisfied with that 20-point total and maybe kick things back just to be happy to be on the court for a few minutes. Usually they're running up and down the court. And like I talked about with Brendan earlier, this Lady Wolves team is really quick. they really get up and down the court, and you alluded to it earlier too. When Caldwell gets out in front, she's gone.
Yeah.
And that's when they play their best basketball.
But at the same time, we got to give Coach Blank credit. Like we talked about, he's a good coach, and he knows how to make adjustments in the game. And he made one. The zone really bothered the Lady Wolves. It kind of slowed them down, and it made them more of a passing team instead of an attacking team.
Right.
And everything. And
well, you could tell the minute the zone came out too. It was like the Lady Wolves were kind of confused for a minute.
Yeah.
And I know they didn't have all the starters in at that point, but it just looked like for a few moments there they were lost.
And that's that's something you want to have happen now instead of a week and a half from now when you're in the district championship or regional tournament and everything. So Coach Brown, I'm sure he'll try to use that as a teaching moment as they're in there right now.
Well, I'll take this opportunity to run down our list of sponsors again real quick. Fine folks here in Wolfe. Your Kubota dealer. Mountain Homes. Find your best deal in the mountains on your next home at Mountain Homes in Campton. Banks Auto Sales, serving Wolfe County and the area for over 25 years. Get your next car from Raymond and the good people at Banks Auto Sales. Kale's Patriot Pizza. Right now you could be eating a great pizza and have it delivered to your door. Call Kale at 668-9016. Whitaker Bank in Campton, supporting the Wolves and all of Wolfe County. Wolfe County Farm Bureau, Susan Cable and Fig Kelly for all your insurance needs. Wolfe County, they have you covered. And Wolfe County Farm Bureau Federation, who have gave over $4,000 in scholarships to high school students in 2020 and over $5,000 to local food banks during the COVID pandemic. Folks, make sure you get out and visit these sponsors. If you have a need that one of these sponsors can cover, make sure you let them know that you appreciate them sponsoring these fine student athletes here and bringing this game to everybody on BSN tonight, because we couldn't do it without them. And I'm still waiting to see. Maybe that's where our cameraman went to. Maybe he went to get that Kale's Pizza. I'm looking.
I was looking at the menu there. We're going to have to put in the order here.
I thought Darren was putting an order in. Maybe he did.
Okay. Kind of like that cheeseburger calzone look there.
We can't trust an engineer to run stuff for us.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. We're going to have to get that in, so I'll get it here by the time this game's over. Let me see. I think, he's coming back in with only a drink. Where's the food?
We will have an extended break, I guess, between games where we're having two different schools come in. They'll take a little bit of an extended break in between the girls and boys game to do a little cleaning and sanitizing and everything and keep everybody safe and everything.
And that's one of the things we've become used to during the COVID pandemic is the break between games and a little bit of cleanup. And it's got to happen. But I tell you what, great night for a doubleheader here at Rose Gymnasium. I'm tickled to come down here and call this game with you, Lucas. Been looking forward to it today. And so far, the Lady Wolves haven't disappointed. I know Coach Gary Brown may be in a locker room right now a little disappointed in the second quarter action. But Coach Blank got to be happy with his girls' performance in the second quarter as the Lady Wolves only out to a 10-point lead. Buckhorn Lady Wildcats trying to keep it close. Lady Wolves had a couple of opportunities they could have ran away with it, but really a couple of good defensive stops. And and you spoke about earlier too, Coach Blank had some girls come off the bench that really sparked
a lot of energy.
The Lady Wildcats
Sure
and gave them what they needed to get things going on offense.
I guess going into this is the next to last game for the Lady Wolves. They play tomorrow night at home against Menifee County. I think the Lady Cats of Breathitt County go to Powell County tomorrow night, I think, and play. And that'll be a good matchup. Obviously, you have Adriana Schultz, who will be leading the Lady Cats, and then Powell County is led by Makira Cottle and Macy Hale. And that should be a good game down there. Good test for the Lady Cats as they head into their big district matchup with the it ain't across town. It's top of the hill, bottom of the hill. How do y'all call that? What's the rival?
Casey Allen calls it a community rival.
Okay,
It's top of the hill, bottom of the hill. The description you gave it fits it perfect.
Okay.
As Jackson City and Breathitt County are only separated by I guess, a quarter of a mile,
yards,
if you will.
I guess.
Yeah. A couple of football fields in distance.
And
not very far. Sorry for the break, folks, but the Kale's Patriot Pizza menu showed up next door behind me and Lucas here. So
you don't say no when somebody offers you Kale's Patriot Pizza.
So we had to place an order. Hopefully Lucas and I will get to eat hours before the boys' game starts.
Yes.
No pressure on Kale's Pizza at this point.
We got 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go here before the second half gets going.
Sorry, folks, we have priorities there. We're trying to take an order.
Yeah, we already apologized for the dead time there while we were placing the order.
Hard to do them when you do the meetings without commercials now, I tell you. And these
that's just part of it.
And I believe, and I'll just let you know, guys, I'll adjust this during the break here, but I think when we go to that sponsor screen, the reason I cut it off, I don't think we have audio on that.
Oh, okay.
When it happens, so I'm cutting you off when we go to that. That's something I just realized as we learn more and more about OBS and how to do these things. So check that real.
And Lady Wildcats.
That's exactly the case. We don't have audio on it when we switch to that. So we're back. We're good.
Both on the floor now doing warm-ups. And I got to tell you, Lucas, if I was Coach Blank, I would want to try to get Brittany Daniels a little bit more involved under the basket at this point, as we've seen her stand flat-footed and just get a few rebounds and go right back up and score. And with her height and her ability under the basket, you want to think that Coach Blank's probably going to want to play inside out through her.
Yeah, she's a matchup problem for the Lady Wolves.
Right.
You know, they're going to have to try to double her or prevent her from getting the ball by pressuring the ball outside. You know, it's a lot of times the easiest way to keep a big person from getting it is to pressure the person trying to pass her the ball. You know, so that's something I'm sure Coach Brown probably addressed and everything. But yeah, when she gets it on the block, there's not a lot the Lady Wolves can do at that point. So
the third quarter will also show us if we're going to have any foul trouble aspect going on in the second half of this game. I really thought that Combs for the Lady Wildcats had 3 fouls early, but they only showed her with 2 on the board.
I think her and Caldwell for Wolfe are the only 2 that have 2.
Caldwell's got 2.
Should be okay for a while. While we have a moment, of course, you guys are from Breathitt County and everything. We want to send our best wishes to Mike Salyers. He's had a bad go of it here in the last week or so, and everybody keep him in your thoughts and prayers and everything. Mike's a big supporter of the Lady Bobcats and everything, so we want to wish him
I'm glad you brought that up.
Speedy recovery.
Yep. Well, the buzzer sounds from halftime, 24-14, as we get ready to start this third period. Lady Wolves with a 10-point lead. Looks like Coach Blank has got all the starters back on the court for the Lady Wildcats. And Coach Brown's got his starters back out here for the Lady Wolves. Smith.
Coach Blank's still sticking with that zone, which I don't blame him, obviously.
Yeah. Smith with it now over to Vance. Vance looking inside, passes over to Bailey in the corner, to Caldwell in the middle, now over to Miller from the left wing.
That was partially blocked, I think.
I think it was. Combs may have got a hand on that. Ball going to be tied up. Jump ball to the Lady Wildcats. Bowling inbounds it to Adams. Adams brings the ball up the court for the Lady Wildcats. Passes over to Bowling. Bowling looks inside to Neese. Neese over to Combs. Combs dribbles out, give to Bowling. Bowling now with it. Over to Adams over on this left-hand side. Now to Combs, top of the key. Looks inside to Daniels. Back out to Adams. She's going to throw up a 3. No good. Cleaned up by the Lady Wolves.
Coach Brown's wanting to run.
Yep, Smith going to bring the ball down the court quick to Bailey. Bailey puts up a 3. No good. Rims off and tied up again.
I think that'll go to, that probably should be Buckhorn's ball, actually, I think.
They're going to give it to the Lady Wolves.
I thought the Lady Wolves had it out of half.
I thought they did too.
But
Vance with it now to Smith. Smith looks inside. Caldwell wants it inside. Kick back to Smith for three, and it's good.
Good ball movement there by the Lady Wolves.
What a shot by Sarah Smith. Coach Brown got to like that one.
She puts some air under it.
She does. That's a high arcing shot.
It is. It's beautiful when it goes.
Yeah.
Three there to answer by Buckhorn, but it didn't go. Caldwell's looking to push.
Adams' shot was no good. Looked good from here, but it rimmed out. Smith with it back to Bailey. Bailey back to Smith. She's going to shoot another one, and it doesn't make it. Airball by Smith, out of bounds. Lady Wildcats will inbound it. Nice over to Adams. Cassidy Adams with it now, brings it up the court. Now over to Nice, over in the corner to Combs. She's going to shoot a three off the front of the rim, no good. Adams with the rebound, but it's knocked loose. And Caldwell comes up with it. Now back to Smith. Smith over to Vance. Over in the corner to Bailey, inside to Caldwell. Caldwell turns, throws to Miller. Miller back to Smith, top of the key. Now over to Vance, now to Bailey in the corner. Bailey wanted to shoot the shot.
Yeah,
and
she was blocked there. Good play.
Nice blocked that one, and the Lady Wildcats get the ball up the court quick to Bowling. And
nice
Bowling
pass there.
Puts it in for two, 27-16, 5:42 to go in the third period. Smith over to Vance. Vance over to Miller across court. Now to Smith, back to Vance. I tell you what, they really want to get Caldwell going, but Caldwell's got Daniels on her. She's just not been able to get to the basket. Shot was no good. Lady Wildcats come down with it. Bowling dribbles past Vance, and Caldwell gets the ball up the court to Combs. Combs going to stop, put up a short jumper, no good. Rebound to Sarah Smith. She pushes it up the court, and she goes in the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Caldwell went up with it, and I think she's fouled. Are they going to call that on? I think that was on Combs. Now they've got Combs with 4 fouls.
Okay, I was almost positive there in the first.
Yeah, so
she had
they
picked up
corrected
her third.
that.
Yeah.
Combs with 4 fouls.
That really hurts the
That's
Lady
gonna hurt.
Wildcats, yeah.
Yep, and Coach Blank going to have to pull Combs out as Riley comes in for Combs. Caldwell at the free throw line now. Puts up her shot, no good. 28-16, 5:06 to go in the third period. Adams going to drive in against Vance, and Vance going to get called for the foul. Lady Wildcats inbound the ball. Nice looking, throws to Adams. Adams now over in the corner to Nice, back to Adams on the right wing. Now to Bowling, top of the key, now to Riley. Riley dribbles, top of the arc to Nice, now over to Bowling. Bowling going to drive in against Smith, tries to work it back out. She does to Adams. And Smith dives after that ball, can't get it, and Bowling puts up a floater off the rim, and it's good. 28-18, 10-point lead for the Lady Wolves. Smith comes down the court, dishes to Vance. Vance now over to Bailey, inside to Caldwell. She kicks it back out to Vance, now to Miller. Miller going to drive under the basket against Daniels. She puts up a shot, no good, gets her own rebound. Kicks out to an open Vance, who passes to Bailey for 3, and it's good. Allie Bailey with a nice 3-point shot. 31-18, 4:10 to go in the third period. Adams over to Riley in the corner. Riley dribbles out, cross court to Bowling. Now to Adams. Adams looks inside for Daniels. She's double teamed. The ball out to Riley, puts it up from the free throw line. Nice 2-point basket by Riley, 31-20.
Lady Wildcats are hanging around.
Yep. Like you said, Coach Blank's team's going to come out and play. They're never going to give up, not going to quit, and that's his attitude also. So
nice pass there.
3-point. Nice basket by Vance. 34-20 now, Lady Wolves.
I have accomplished the order.
You're the MVP of the night.
Yes.
Player of the game.
10,000 BSN bucks to Brendan Miller.
And Kells will deliver to the Rose Gymnasium. So we know what we're doing for the district tournament.
There we go.
Adams working against Smith. Now out to Riley. Now to Bowling. Bowling gives to Adams. She puts up a 3. Over the outstretched arms of Smith, no good. Ball going to be tied up by Allie Bailey and Brittany Daniels under the basket. Kidd going to come in for Miller for the Lady Wolves. And Banks going to come in for Allie Bailey of the Lady Wolves. Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn be inbounding right under the basket. Neese looking. Got to get it in and does to Daniels, who puts up a shot right under the basket. Flat-footed again, Lucas.
The Lady Wildcats have to look inside to her more.
Yep.
She's probably scored 4 out of the 5-6 times she's had it in there.
Vance inside to Caldwell. Caldwell having a hard time getting started tonight. Over to Kidd. Now back to Smith. Smith's going to put that high arching shot up for 3. No good. Good rebound by Banks, but it's knocked down by Neese. Neese and Kidd battling for it. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay on this end of the court. Smith going to inbound for the Lady Wolves. She looks, throws over in the corner to Vance. Vance back out to the top of the key. Coach Blank and the Lady Wildcats stay with that zone. Vance over here to Smith. Now cross court to Kidd. Kidd back to Vance, now back to Smith. She's going to put that 3 up. It looks good, and it is. Another 3-point basket for Sarah Smith. 37-22, 2:18 to go in the third. Neese over to Bowling for the Lady Cats. Inside to Daniels, and there was about 3 Lady Wolves defenders there. Ball is knocked out of bounds.
Good job there by Jasmine Banks to get around in front of her and make that a difficult pass there.
Good effort by Banks. Lady Wolves come back with it.
Just an observation, this is kind of akin to the game that when Buckhorn played at Breathitt.
Yeah.
Buckhorn blew out Breathitt to a big early lead, and then Buckhorn turned up the defensive pressure.
Yeah.
Got back in it by the end of the game.
Vance with it now, cross court to Kidd, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Bowling. And to stay here with the Lady Wolves. Caldwell inbounds the ball, and Coach Gary Brown going to take a timeout and talk to his Lady Wolves team.
They've moved the ball better in the third quarter than they did the second quarter against the zone, but I think he would like to see Caldwell be a little more aggressive when she catches it on the free throw line. Right now she's being a good facilitator of the offense, but she's not really looking to get her own baskets. And Coach Brown, he wants her to be aggressive. If she gets in a one-on-one situation, he wants her to try to attack.
Well, that's the one thing that I've noticed is instead of being, like you said, attacking the basket, she's been content to catch the ball in the middle of the lane and just be content to kick it back out to somebody looking for another shot.
Yeah.
And I'm used to Caldwell going to the hoop.
Yeah, she has a tendency to be too unselfish, and Coach Brown gets on to her about that. She'll catch that ball and a perfect opportunity for her to score, and sometimes she'll pass it up. And, you always want your teams to be unselfish with the ball and everything,
right.
But you also have to have confidence in yourself to succeed, and she definitely is very talented, so she should be able to have some success if she tries to.
Smith inbounds to Caldwell. Caldwell with it now. She's going to run around the right wing, passes to Vance, puts up another 3. Haley Vance with another big 3-point shot, 40-22, 1:37 to go in the third.
I almost thought that was blocked.
I thought it was too. There was a hand in there.
Yeah.
Close. Bowling over to Riley. Caldwell was going after it. Shot was put up by Neese, no good. Kidd with the rebound, now over to Smith. Smith's going to bring the ball up the court for the Lady Wolves, over to Vance. Vance dribbles back top of the key to Smith now, looking inside. Can't find what she wants, gives to Brianna Caldwell. 1:10 to go in the third. Caldwell going to dribble. She wanted to go down the lane, kicks back to Smith with another 3. Lady Wolves are on fire from the three-point land tonight, Lucas.
And as we were talking about, obviously Coach Brown wants Brianna to look to score, but she's created a lot of those three-point opportunities, so it's a give and take. She draws so much attention when she is aggressive, so it's hard to tell her to, be more aggressive when she is setting so many of her teammates up for success also. Daniels is posting hard down low. Lady Wildcats need to try to get it in too.
She's calling for the ball. Right now, Jasmine's got a little bit of a position on her, but a minute ago, Daniels was really ready for the pass, and she's calling for it. As you see, Riley put up a 3 for the Lady Cats.
Good-looking shot there.
Nice shot by Riley, 43-25 with 35 seconds to go in the third period. Smith with it now, looks to Coach Brown for some instruction. Caldwell with it, now back to Smith. Lady Wolves going to sit back, make sure they get the last shot like you talked about earlier. Smith
and they'll get the ball out of the timeout. They'll have it, so they'll get a, sort of steal a possession as Caldwell gets another person an open look and didn't go that time.
She was going to the basket and had a couple people going to follow her, and she kicked it out to Kidd. Kidd's three-point shot was no good. And they're going to call a foul on –
I think that's Hannah Kidd.
Yeah, that was on Kidd. That's her first. Lady Wildcats inbound the ball. Bennett over to Riley. Now back to Bennett. Bennett going to bring the ball up against the press. And 1 second left. Ball goes out of bounds. And Buckhorn Lady Wildcats able to capitalize, get the ball in quick enough that time. We go to the fourth quarter. Last 8 minutes of this game, 43-25. Lady Wolves and Coach Gary Brown with a pretty good lead right now, Lucas.
Yeah, they came out in the third quarter as I thought they would, and had a little bit more intensity. You know, scored 19 points in that quarter as opposed to 4 in the second. Had good ball movement and had a little bit better game plan against the zone. And, you know, so they had a little bit more offensive success, and the defense picked up for them there and turned into some offense also. So.
Well, you talked about the unselfish play of Brianna Caldwell, and to be honest with you, that's – you know, she has created a lot of those three-point shots that Vance and Kidd and Smith have been able to take tonight. You know, she's been going to the hoop, or the Lady Wildcats drawn to her, and when she's got 2 or 3 people around her, it's going to open somebody else up, and she's done a fine job of that tonight. Maybe not getting to the basket as much as she wants to, but I tell you what, it's a tough order right now to get to the hoop against Brittany Daniels.
Yeah, you know, she's, you know, anytime you've got a girl probably, you know, 6 foot or taller down there, you know, you're going to have a hard time shooting over a lot of times. And, you know, Caldwell for Wolfe is a lot like Tincher is for Jackson City and Schutz is for Breathitt. You know, obviously the other team's defensive focus is going to be geared towards slowing her down. And, you know, Caldwell's done a good job tonight of, you know, getting the ball out of her hands and getting it into the hands of a shooter who's ready to shoot and everything. So
Caldwell took it in the lane, and it ended up over to Bailey in the corner. Now back out to Caldwell. Miller and Kidd and Banks in the game now. Vance and Smith going to sit for a few minutes. Miller going to put up a 3, no good. And Daniel fights for the rebound, but I believe that's Stidham back in the game. Yep, Stidham back in the game for Buckhorn. Ball was tied up.
Miller hasn't been able to get one to go tonight. She's caught it standing straight up. Her dad might have to talk to her after the game about that.
She's gonna get one, Pops. Calm down. She'll get one.
She needs to. Not gonna be a fun ride home sometimes.
Adams gonna go. Yeah, gonna go to the free throw line. Foul was on Banks. That's her first. First shot by Adams rolls off. No good.
I see she's got 2 fingers taped up. I always hated trying to play basketball or any sport with my fingers taped up. I always thought like it affected my grip.
Well, it would have to. I tell you what, Adams and Bennett was really putting the pressure on Caldwell in the corner right then. Great effort by those 2 defenders of the Lady Wildcats. Caldwell looking inside. She's going to find herself going to the lane against Daniels, and it's blocked. And Caldwell came in to try and take that one away from Bennett. And they're going to call jump ball.
And that's where we were talking about there, you know, driving and trying to score on Daniels.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she just stands there. You know, she didn't commit a foul and contested the shot.
Contested the shot and really altered that offensive possession. Caldwell with it now. She's going to kick back to Bailey. Now to Miller, top of the key, over to Kidd. Kidd puts up a 3. No good. Rims off. Good rebound by Banks. Back out to Miller. Now Miller over to Bailey. Bailey wanted to shoot the 3. Now to Mackenzie Miller inside to Caldwell. Caldwell working against Daniel at the free throw line. Back to Miller for 3. No good. Bailey gets it, goes back up, and she's going to get fouled. Really good look that time by McKenzie. I thought that shot was going in. Bailey is going to go to the free throw line. That foul is on number 23. That's Stidham. That's her first. Bailey's first free throw shot is good. 6:35 to go in the fourth, 44-26. As Combs and Bowling going to come back in for the Lady Wildcats as Daniels and Riley going to sit.
Smith's going to come in and give Caldwell a well-deserved break.
Yep. Allie Bailey's second free throw shot is up, and it off the back of the iron, no good. Adams for the Lady Wildcats comes down with it. Pushes the ball quickly across midcourt. Over on that right side now to Bowling. Now to Stidham. Stidham going to drive, kicks back to Bowling. Calling inside for it is Riley, I believe. No, that was Neese. Neese going to travel. Couldn't hold on to it.
Lady Wildcats are going to apply a little press here.
Smith inbounding the ball for the Lady Wolves. Gets it up the court to Miller. Miller now over to Bailey. Up the court quickly to Banks. And I think it was tipped by Combs.
I think Combs got a hand on that.
Combs got a hand on it. Ball goes out of bounds to the Lady Wolves. Kidd inbounds to Smith for the Lady Wolves. Smith top of the key. Calls the offense. Looks inside, can't get nothing. Over to Miller, now back to Smith, top of the key. Now back to Miller. Miller back to Smith. Smith over to Kidd. Kidd cross court to Miller. Now to Smith. Long shot from three-point land is good.
That's her fourth three of the night.
It is for Sarah Smith.
And that's one thing that the Lady Wolves have done really well this year. It's hard to key on one player.
You're exactly right.
You know, whether it's McKenzie
who's going to carry
Smith.
the team and on what night. Yep.
Me and Brendan was doing a game down here the other night, and they've had 6 different players lead them in scoring at one time or another during the season. And the game we was doing, they had 6 girls in double figures and one with 9.
Yeah.
You know, so almost all 7 in double figures.
And they had 14 three-pointers that game as well. So how many do they have today?
I would say close to 10.
Adams with it over to Neese. Neese now back to Adams. Now inside to Stidham. Stidham goes up. Shot is no good. Well, I know that Smith's got 4.
I think
they hit 3 in a row there, then the third to blow it back open there a few minutes ago.
Vance has got, I've got her down for 3, so right there's 7.
And I think Bailey and Kidd each have 1 or maybe 2.
Bailey's got 1, Kidd's got 1. So we're right at least 10. We're right at 9 right now. Maybe I might have missed 1. Smith with it up the court now for the Lady Wolves, working against Adams. It's across midcourt. Adams staying right in her hip pocket. Bowling guarding Miller. Miller now dishes off to Smith, now to Bailey. Bailey going to drive the lane, dishes over to Kidd. Back out on the right wing. Kidd going to drive to the lane, goes up inside. Nice layup.
Strong move there.
Yeah. Great vision. Smith comes up with a steal, goes back up, puts it up and good. 51-28, 4:40 to go in the fourth. Nice defensive play by Sarah Smith that time to take the ball away and get another 2-point basket for the Wolves. 4:30 to go in the fourth. Combs with it. Dishes to Adams. Adams over to Neese. Neese back to Bowling. Bowling over to Combs. Combs now to Stidham. Stidham going to drive, puts up a jump shot from the free throw line, and it's good.
That's a nice shot there by Stidham.
Nice move by her, too, coming around to get open and get the shot. 51-30. 4:07 to go in the fourth. Smith with it for the Lady Wolves. She's going to drive, kicks out to Kidd. Kidd looks, dribbles to the free throw line, bounce pass over to Miller. Bowling all over Miller. Miller gets rid of it over to Smith. Smith working against Adams. Kick to Miller. Miller wanted to go to the lane, and I think that ball was altered a little bit by Bowling that time, but Miller's going to get called for the walk. Lady Wildcats of Buckhorn inbound it. Combs over to Adams. Adams brings the ball up the court. Over to Stidham. Stidham going to drive again. Puts up a floater. No good. Tried to get her own rebound. And it's knocked out to the Lady Wolves. Ball inbound to Smith. Now back to Caldwell. Caldwell pushes the ball up the court. Brings it across midcourt. As you see Riley getting ready to come back in for the Lady Wildcats. Caldwell going to go to the hoop. Layup's no good.
I don't think she was established back in bounds before she touched that one.
She wasn't. Good call by the ref.
I want to remind everybody, probably 30 to 40 minutes after this game's over, the Wolfe County Boys will be taking on the Bath County Wildcats in boys action. So tune back in for that.
Stidham again inside, and it's going to be pass knocked out by Smith as she goes up for a layup. No good. Caldwell with a rebound, no good. Smith comes back up with it. Now to Vance. Now to Bailey. Back to Vance. Lady Wolves try to take a breath, and Vance going to walk. She gets called for that one. 2:50 to go in the fourth, 51-30. Lady Wolves rushed a little bit right then on that possession. Adams comes across midcourt, pushes into the lane. She's working against Kidd. Goes up, no good. Bowling with it, no good. And I think that foul is going to be on Allie Bailey. She was right under the basket as Bowling was trying to go up for it. That foul is on Bailey. That's her third. 2:43 to go in the fourth. Lady Wolves with a commanding 51-30 lead right now. Bowling can't get that free throw to rattle in. And she'll go for her second. As we see Adams get a rest. And that is number 3. That's one that we don't have. Go back to my phone. Did take a picture of the book for that reason.
That'll be out on the Lady Wolves. The Lady Wildcats will have it underneath.
That is Lindsey France in the game for the Lady Wildcats. France over to Bowling in the corner. Bowling now dishes inside to Stidham. Stidham loves to try and get to the basket. She's made that move 2 or 3 times, and I guess that's kind of her forte as Daniels is on the bench, and she's had to make that move a couple times inside on the low post. Bowling inbounds to Riley. Riley now over on the left wing. She dribbles out. Cross court to Bowling. Bowling working against Smith. Now back over to Stidham. Stidham going to drive, put up a short jumper, no good. Rebound to Haley Vance. Gets it over to Smith. 2:14 to go in the fourth. Smith inside to Caldwell. Caldwell works against Bowling, kicks to Vance. Vance puts up a 3, no good. Had a pretty good look, but just not a good shot that time.
I think it might have got loose in her hand. Looked like she didn't have good control of it there as Miller and Banks come in for Caldwell and Kidd. 2:01 to go with Lady Wolves with a 51-30 lead here. As the Lady Wildcats bring it up. It's Bowling. She's going to step into a 3.
Nice shot.
Yep. Rimmed out, but good-looking shot there by Bowling.
Smith with it for the Lady Wolves.
The game, I thought, changed a lot when the Lady Wolves went on a run there in the third and Buckhorn had to come out of the zone.
Yeah.
They had to go back to that man-to-man.
Had to go back to man-to-man.
Vance is going to shoot another 3, and it rims out. Lady Luke's ball. Looks like Bailey had it and lost it. And
going to go out of bounds.
I think it's going to go out of bounds. That's going to stay with the Wolves, the Lady Wolves.
I thought she knocked it out.
I thought it was going to go out on her.
Yeah, I think you're right. The game really changed when Buckhorn had to go back to that man-to-man, and Lady Wolves have really put on a show here from three-point land tonight. Smith inbounds the ball for the Lady Wolves over to Miller. Miller tries to get rid of it, and Bowling's going to knock it down, and she comes up with it. Gets across midcourt for the Lady Wildcats. Dishes over in the corner to Riley. She's going to shoot a 3, and it's good. That's 2 for her tonight. Kidd inbounds the ball to Smith. Smith brings the ball up the court. Looks to Coach Brown. She's going to dribble across the right wing. She's in the lane now. Scoop. Passes over to Banks, and the pass is knocked down. Bowling tries to get the ball up the court for the Lady Wildcats, and it's going to bounce off a Lady Wolves defender.
And Larry Thacker.
Ball out on the referee. Riley going to drive to the basket, puts up a nice bank shot up and in, less than a minute to go, 51-35. Nice layup by the Lady Wildcats. Ball going to be knocked down again on the inbound pass. Riley's under the basket again for the Lady Wildcats. Shots no good, but she's fouled.
Lady Wolves, I think, have found that lull the last 2 or 3 minutes that they were in the second quarter. I believe they put her back on cruise control and got a little sloppy. Lady Wildcats still playing hard, though.
They never really been able to finish that spark tonight. They've had it a couple times and kind of lost it, but and not to take anything away from the Buckhorn Wildcats, their defense has stayed pretty steady here tonight. But really and truthfully, the Lady Wolves have hurt themselves a couple times here tonight by letting the momentum get away from them. Lady Wildcats putting on a good press right now. Smith able to get it across midcourt with 34 seconds to go in this one. Smith going to step back, be content. She's working against Bennett. Now at the top of the key. Trying to work around Bennett. She gets past her, dribbles into the lane. She's going to dribble back out to midcourt. Working against Bennett again. She's trying to get the foul called and does. It's going to be on number 21, Bennett. 15 and a half seconds to go in the game. That's 2 on Bennett. Mackenzie Miller be inbounding the ball for the Lady Wolves. Ball into Smith.
Number 2, Jayla Miller comes in for the Lady Wildcats. Lady Wolves look to just dribble it out here.
Bennett with another bump on Smith, and Smith lets the clock run out, and the Lady Wolves find another W here tonight against the Buckhorn Lady Wildcats, 51-37. We'll take a minute to run down our sponsors again real quickly. Wolfe County Farm Bureau, Susan Cable and Fig Kelly. Wolfe County, they have you covered for all your insurance needs. Wolfe County Farm Bureau Federation gave over $4,000 in scholarships to high school students in 2020 and over $5,000 to local food banks during the COVID pandemic. Whitaker Bank of Campton supporting the Wolves and all of Wolfe County. Kale's Patriot Pizza. Right now you could be eating a great pizza and have it delivered to your door. Call Kale at 668-9016. Banks Auto Sales, serving Wolfe County and the area for 25 years. Get your next car from Raymond and the good people at Banks Auto Sales. Mountain Homes, find your best deal in the mountains on your next home at Mountain Homes in Campton. And finally, Holbrook Implement and Equipment. See the good people at Holbrook Implement for your next tractor and farm equipment needs. Your local Kubota dealer. Folks, make sure if you got a need, get out and visit these sponsors and let them know that you appreciate them helping us get this game to you tonight. Lucas, any final thoughts on this first matchup here in this doubleheader at Rose Gymnasium?
I thought the Lady Wolves came out and they set the tone early, and like we talked about a little bit, they relaxed a little bit, and then they found it again and put the game away. I thought in the third quarter. Yeah. And going into district, you want to see your girls execute, and do what you're asking them to do, and you want to stay healthy. That's your 2 biggest goals coming into this week. Obviously staying healthy is the biggest thing there. You don't want to tweak an ankle or anything like that. And everything. So
well, I was, a lot of times I've been impressed with Caldwell's runs to the basket and the way she's put on a show in different games. And tonight we talked about her unselfish play and really opened up the three-point game in this Wolfe County Lady Wolves offense. Yeah. As they put on a show from behind the arc tonight. I think that had a lot to do with those girls getting open, was the attention that she was getting drawn to her by the defenders and finding somebody open. Folks, this was a big matchup and a big win for the Lady Wolves of Wolfe County. We're going to take a break in between ball games, and we'll be back in a little bit for the Wolfe County Wolves versus the Bath County Wildcats.
Tip-off is, as of right now, 24 minutes away. Yep. That might be paused. I don't know. But Bath County's out, so I'd say we will tip off here in about 24 minutes.
We'll be back with BSN and basketball action.